Warning: the following program may mention the following: global warming, Donald Trump, climate change, morons who think climate change is a hoax, and so on.
Oh my God, it's hot. It's so hot. It's really fucking hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. And it's the Monday Morning Show. Today is July 27th, 2018. I'm Ken LaSalle from kenlasalle.com. I know I haven't done one of these straightforward podcasts in a while. I've been stealing content from my YouTube channel. But this heat has all of my motivations down by the pool looking for a margarita. In short, I'm too hot to work. And this got me thinking. You ever notice there's not a whole lot of global warming protests? That's because it's too damned hot to go outside and protest. You think they had that figured out ahead of time? Say, Bill, what atrocity can we commit that'll be difficult to protest? Hey, I know. Anyway, I was going to produce a new Wiley Adam video, which you can find on YouTube under The Invasion of Wiley Adam. But you know, it's hot. Do I really want to film when it's this hot? I don't even want to type when it's this hot. And yes, I'm typing this because I'm terrible at speaking off the cuff. I don't even wear cuffs. As you probably know if you've watched my YouTube channel, which you can find under my name, Ken LaSalle. Am I plugging enough things yet? Books on Amazon, Audible, iTunes, you got all that? Okay. Anyway, I had some podcast ideas. I was leaning heavily on one idea in which I would compare the Hillary Clinton investigation against all of Trump's, let's call them legal entanglements. On the Hillary Clinton side, she saved her files to the wrong location. And Trump has committed multiple acts of treason, but the Democrats are just as bad, you know? That idea would take work, of course, and as I've already mentioned, hot. It's hot everywhere, man. It's pretty much a worldwide heat wave. People are passing Mai Tais on the South Pole at this very moment, wondering why it's so hard to get any crushed ice. Santa's toy shop is now located in a Russian sub called Donald Trump. That was an S&M joke. Trump would never be involved in bringing joy into children's lives, except for the baby cockroaches that feast on his ball funk. But enough about Trump. I'm hot. Are you hot? Odds are, if you're listening to this in the summer of 2018, you are. Which makes me wonder, why aren't there more air conditioning parties? I'm guessing they'd be sort of like pool parties, only with air conditioning? Because I know everybody doesn't have AC. Fortunately, I have AC. Want to come over? Watch some Bob's Burgers? Maybe help us drink these Mike's Hard Lemonades? Vicky and I made the mistake recently of buying a case of Mike's Hard Lemonade from Costco, not realizing that a 6 of those is already probably too much. You drink 6 Mike's Hard Lemonades, and the brain rot will make you have to just start walking out into the desert. And speaking of desert, I live in Southern California, which is technically considered a desert. And yet there's the desert part and the not-so-desert part. I live in the not-so-desert part, the coastal part. The whole idea there is that we are supposed to be not as hot as the desert. We get the cool ocean breeze, or as we've been calling it lately, the ocean breeze. But here's something I've noticed, you climate change deniers out there who, for some inexplicable reason, are still listening. I've been around for a while, and when I was a kid back in the 1970s, summer meant heat, but not so much heat that you couldn't go out and play. We rarely saw temperatures in the 90s, and when we did, they wouldn't go on for more than a week. Well, in the intervening 50 or so years, I've seen things get much hotter. Summers on the coast of California now regularly feature temperatures above 90 for well over a month. Out in the real desert, they're talking more along the lines of 110. Our forests have mostly burned down, and those that remain are being eaten by bark beetles that only live where it's hot. And now, it's hot. And bark beetles are passing Mai Tais at this very moment, wondering why it's so hard to get any crushed ice. We used to have frogs down here, but they disappeared one year and left behind nothing but their skins. I'm just kidding. They took their skins. At least I hope they took their skins. I hope they took their skins in little roll-away suitcases, because those are simply just easier at the airport, as you probably already know. I sure hope they didn't think they'd fly anywhere cool. Heck, I'm driving up to Washington in a month to visit my brother's family, and even he said, make sure you get a place with AC. Probably because they don't have any AC parties, or Mai Tais, or crushed ice. I'm not kidding, man. It's hot. Finland saw temperatures close to the 90s this summer. Wildfires are killing people in Athens. 80,000 hectares of forest are burning in Siberia. Crops are dying. People are dying. And it's just going to get worse. And yes, this is what climatologists have been predicting since before the 1980s. Actually, no, that's not quite right. I have to correct myself. It's far worse than scientists have predicted. That's the thing about climate change. It's always worse than we fear. Consider that the next time you fill up your gas tank. Now, I know this has all been pretty depressing up until this point, and I suppose that's partially my fault. So tell you what, let's have an AC party of our own. A virtual AC party. Go ahead, turn on your AC. What? Don't got AC? But that's okay. Just step into your refrigerator. I understand you might have to clear a few things out, like the shelves, but yeah, go ahead. Now, here's the plan. I've done a search on Wikipedia just on the word heat. And I thought we might look at some other kinds of heat to take our minds off of this terrible fucking heat. Now, let's see. Heat stroke, heat cramps, heat edema. That's not good. Oh, here. There have been 6 movies named Heat. Can you guess them all? Well, yes, there was the 2013 film with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. Vicky liked that one. And there was the 2006 Russian comedy. Trump liked that one. It featured a lot of actors who weren't black. There was an Australian TV movie named Heat, released back in 1996. But the one you probably know is the 1995 film with Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Val Kilmer. Most people know that one. I think Vicky has that on DVD. Oh, and there was, of course, also the Burt Reynolds film from 1986. But did you know there was a 1972 film named Heat? No, of course you didn't. But nobody did. Because it's too damned hot. There have been 6 books named Heat, one by Joyce Carol Oates. There have been 5 albums called Heat, one by Toni Braxton. 6 songs called Heat. 5 sports teams called Heat. Yeah. I don't think this is working. Virtual AC just ain't the same as the real thing. Just like you can say climate change ain't real and hold up a snow cone. But that snow cone is going to melt and your lie just won't hold up. But hey, enjoy the AC. Until next time, be good to yourself, be kind to others, and let's make this world a cooler place.